Hey you guys, okay, so today I am sharing with you all my summer bronze glow complete routine tips, how I get it without a speck of natural sun. I am a fanatic about skincare, protecting my skin. I go to the dermatologist regularly every 6 months. Y'all may know my history with that. I'm just very religious about that. Definitely take care of your skin. I do have a video on SPF Rex that I posted a couple weeks ago. Check that one out. But this one, you guys, is all about the self-tan game and how you can do it in a way that looks natural with products that don't make you feel like... I'm super picky about self-tanning products, you guys. I have not tanned in years, okay? Like, we spend a lot of times outdoors. We have a pool. You know, we went to the lake a lot last summer. We're gonna start doing that again. So it's just... you can protect your skin, okay? Doesn't mean that if you love the look of a tan, you can't have it. And over the last couple years, I just haven't fooled with it. And I'll be honest with you, it's because I am so picky about self-tanner. I have tried the most expensive ones. I've tried ones that are good, that I like. I have gone back to a lot of my like inexpensive favorites, and you know, sometimes I just feel like things that feel a little too, you know, tinted, or they're just, I just feel like they're gonna get on my clothes, they're gonna get on my sheets, they're stinky, or they're just not gonna, I want something that feels clean, I want something that has the right tone, which is very difficult to get, and I don't want a speck of any stain on my hand, okay? Look at my hands. I think they look pretty darn good. You guys, I'm not kidding. It's time to do my nails again, I'm aware. But listen, it's possible and it's easy. And if you're like me and you're just such like, you just don't want to fool with a huge self-tanning routine, you want it to be easy, you want it to last, you want to use affordable things, check this. You guys just keep watching. I think you're gonna love this routine. And like I said, some of my old favorites, some new things. I have discovered a tanning foam that, you guys, is the best tanning foam I've ever used. And like I said, I have used several tanning foams over the years, so much more expensive, or that are heavily tinted and you have to shower off, which are good, but then it's like, okay, you know, you're just kind of held hostage for a couple hours and you're like, what do I do with it? You know, this dries in 60 seconds. You can get dressed. It feels clean. It's amazing. So we're gonna get into it from skin prep, everything. Everything is affordable. It's all available at Walmart. So happy to be partnering with them again for this one, you guys, with body care products, with lotion, with self-tanners, things that you use like that. Y'all know, if you've been watching me for years, I am not spendy with those types of things. Soaps, body wash, you know, even things that you're gonna be using a lot of. I want it to be readily available somewhere like Walmart, where we can all run and pick up the things that we need. You can order your products online. You can pick things up in store that same day. Selection online is incredible, first of all, if you're gonna order, but free 2-day shipping over $35 without paying an annual fee, or without, you know, being a member. It's just such good stuff, you guys. And I'm just so into this routine. You guys have noticed when you've seen me in photos, like on Instagram in my swimsuit, or, you know, when I'm wearing more like summery tops, you know, you've kind of noticed, Tiffany never usually has a tan, so this is different. It is so flattering and it does feel so summery. First things first, you can use all of these great products that are actual tanners, self-tanners that I talk about, but if you don't prep your skin correctly, it's gonna be a disaster, but it's not a big deal. Whenever you think about, like, you know, what you should typically do about, you know, applying self-tanner, you know, all the rules that we know in our head, I just do what works. But I just get a much better result if I use a loofah, which is a loofah that I have in the shower anyways. This one I just repurchased. It's the same exact one that I've had again and again. I have purchased the same EcoTools loofah for years. This is something that you use every day anyways in the shower. Love it. I love a loofah. Live for a loofah. Get yourself a nice moisturizing body wash. This is the one that you've seen me talk about again and again over the years, the Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Body Wash. It does not have a heavy fragrance. I use this on my daughter. Brad uses this as well. It's just one that we repurchase again and again, and I just love it so much. Put that on your loofah. Just wash, you know, just wash with your loofah, okay? Over time, that's gonna get your skin looking its best anyways. And then, you know, like if you take a shower the next morning after applying a self-tanner, really the last thing I wanna do is get a scrub and feel like I'm just scrubbing it all off. But when I use a loofah, I don't feel like that. I feel like I'm still exfoliating and I'm smoothing over that color, but I'm not removing it. Do you know what I mean? I don't. I've just found it never works right. If I get a really heavy moisturizer and just moisturize and then put my self-tanner on, I find that the self-tanner can kind of like drag around on that a little bit. So what I like to do is take a good moisturizer. This one is so good. It's the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. This one I loved because it's fragrance free. It has hyaluronic acid, which anything that ever says hyaluronic acid, I'm like, yes, give me that. But it's the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Body Gel Cream. What I love about this is that it is a cream, but it is like a cool, gel. It almost feels like my Clinique Moisture Surge that I talked about in that summer skincare video that I posted recently that I've used for years. It has that same feel. So it's very moisturizing, but it's like a gel. Now, you don't have to slather this all over and get it heavily all over your body. I find that if I get out of the shower and I've used a good moisturizing body wash, I'm pretty good. But I like to put this, like, you know, on my elbows, put it kind of like on certain areas, whatever, on your knees, on your ankles, and just kind of smooth it everywhere else. You do not need to pack it on. Now, let that sink in. Don't immediately apply your self-tanner over that. Let it sink in to where you can't feel the lotion anymore. Do you know what I mean? Here's where it gets real. This is so good. Now, again, I showed you guys my hands. You do not ever want to apply self-tanner with your hands, and I see people do it and it's like, I get it, but it's like you can buy a mitt. I will link to these. They have them on the site, all different kinds. Self-tanning mitt, you take your foam. Now, I say foam because this is really what you want to use. I would not recommend anything else because I've tried everything. No, I'm kidding. But this is so good, you guys. The Jergens Natural Glow Instant Sun, and this is the deep bronze shade. You guys, this could not be easier. You literally just do a pump of it, and I'm just gonna do it. You do a pump of it, bracelets down, looks like that. And let me just show you. So you just put it on, and you just go to town. Okay, and you just go to town. Now, when you do your arms, I kind of go like that. You know, you really want to get it all over. If, you know, obviously you wouldn't be wearing clothes. You just want to get your back, work it around to your chest, but get it all over. And now you'll notice I'm not like going on the back. I mean, I'm going on the back of my arm, but I'm not going like all over my elbow yet. And whatever's left, you rub here. Ideally, you take your bracelets off. Rub a little bit on your wrist, and you're gonna have a back side that's dry. So take the dry side occasionally and buff it, like, you know, over your hand. You don't need to smear it all over your hand, just whatever's left. Now, whatever's left on the wet part, put a tiny bit on your elbows, and again, flip it. Just, this is the wet side, this is the dry side, this is the wet side, this is the dry. Do you see what I'm saying? Just buff it in. And then right here, you know, just make sure, and you just do it all over your body, okay? Now, when I get to my neck, you don't want to apply the foam and then put it on your neck. You kind of want to, from the center of your body, I feel like, work up, if that makes sense. And when you get to your neck, kind of just stroke it down. You don't want a line. I probably don't apply it higher than here. I just kind of get it on my chest, and then whatever's left, I buff it up. And so that's kind of the deal, right? It's a nice, flattering color, but what I love about it is that it dries in 60 seconds. So what I like to do in the morning, like, you know, if I do want to apply this, is, you know, I'll put it on, whatever, and then, you know, I'll either put my robe on or I'll just be kind of standing there. I'll have like a loose tank top that you can throw on if you just really want to let it dry while you're getting ready. It dries so thin and light, and then over the next couple hours, the color will develop. It's not instant or anything, but it's smooth. So if you did want to get ready and go, you can. And it smells like a really light, almost apple-y, fruity smell. Now, every day, a lot of times I just, you know, I get out of the shower and I just, you know, I put on my lotion or whatever. As long as you keep your skin moisturized and in the shower every day, you know, you just kind of use your loofah, your tan is going to wear off gradually in a really nice, even way. I feel, honestly, it prolongs it too if you keep your skin nice and moisturized. But if you really want to stretch it out and kind of deepen it as you go, this is such a good product, and it's something that if you guys, again, are longtime viewers, you saw me rave about this years and years and years ago. I've been using it since like day one, since it came out. I love this scent. So I use my hands with this. I don't consider this like, oh, this is a self-tanner. It is a self-tanning product. It's the Jergens Natural Glow Daily Moisturizer. Just wash your hands afterwards, and I never get that. You know, this is a good product. It kind of evens you out. I feel like it really does prolong the tan. The scent is really nice, and again, I use the one that says medium to tan. I have used the light to medium years ago in the past, and I think I've even told you guys that tip before, but I feel like the one that says medium to tan is more of a natural, like, shade for me. Okay, now this is a big deal, my face. Okay, I'm gonna show you a bronzer that I really like, but I don't use self-tanner on my face. I just don't. If I were to remove my makeup, which I'm not wearing a ton of it right now, and I use my regular foundation that I'm using the same color that I've always used, I just apply a little more bronzer. And in the summertime, I do like to kind of put bronzer here a little too. I like to put bronzer like a little bit on my neck. You know, I'm just gonna tell you, I don't like to use the same brush that I use on my face. So get a different brush. This is a really nice fluffy one by Eco Tools. Love it. I've had this one for years, and you can just kind of use it, you know, because sometimes you do have different moisturizer here, or you have like a different body lotion, and you know, you don't want to rub that on your face. So I don't know, I love that. And I'm gonna show you the one that I like to use, but I don't like my face, for one, to look too tan. I've seen pictures of myself over the years where it has gotten too tan, and I don't like it. So I just like to use a little more bronzer and just keep my skin really protected. Say I go to the beach and I do get a little bit of sun, or I find that I'm using a little more tan, or it just does, you know, over the summer look a little, you know, a little two-toned. This is a product that I repurchased that I used to rave about years and years ago that I used very long term. Again, it's the Natural Glow Face, and it has SPF 20 in it, and it's oil free. Now, I have not used this yet this year. I just haven't felt like I needed to, but I wanted to show it, and I wanted to have it because I feel like I'm kind of getting into this, and I'm enjoying this look of more sun-kissed skin, and this is not like a, you know, overly, you know, heavy self-tanning product, because those I'm usually pretty afraid to put on my face. This is just so subtle, and it just warms up your skin ever so slightly. I always really, really loved it. And again, I got the one that says medium to tan skin tones. I just would not recommend putting a heavy self-tanner on your face. Even if you were gonna spray tan or do anything like that, I never loved to do that on my face because it always freaked me out a little bit, you know. I don't know. So what I like to do, and I just have my regular foundation on, I use a little heavier bronzer. Now in the summertime, the regular bronzer that I use, which is more like a cream product, and then I have some that are, you know, lighter powders that I like. That cream bronzer that I usually, if you're gonna really pile it on, it can look a little orange. That product is meant to just be a sheer wash of color. So I wanted to get a bronzer that is a little heavier, that that's gonna look a little deeper, just a little different tone. And this gets such good reviews, and I've always wanted to try it. This gets such good reviews. I was so excited to try it. It's the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And I love it because it has the same feel as that product, because it's literally like a buttery, creamy powder. And the tone is amazing. It's not orangey, but it's not too dark. It is just so good. So just use that with your regular like bronzer brush, whatever you want to use. And then I take a little bit of it and I just kind of put it on my neck. And I've always done that over the years, even with like the other bronzing products that I've used. But like I said, if you want to go just a little deeper, just do this. You don't have to, don't go nuts, but just, you know, I think it's kind of nice to smooth that, and then you can put a little bit on your collarbones and whatever. I just really like it. This smells so good. And even the little brush it comes with, which usually, like, I just use my own brush, is like a foam because it knows it's creamier. Do you know what I mean? It's like spongy. So this is really cool. It's not too like chalky, dirty, matte. It is just so, so good, and it smells heavenly. It's like such a yummy cocoa butter, coconutty scent. If you guys are interested in any of these products, check them out. I will link to them all. Again, big thanks to Walmart for partnering with me today. Love you guys so much, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Bye, you guys.